Hello, my name is Robert DeGaramore, and this is being recorded for Liberty University History 530 American Christian Heritage. This week's discussion was supposed to be about our final project that we're looking into. My subject and topic is settlement of the American West through the missionary movements in the 1830s. Um, Very broad topic. If you notice, my bibliography is about a mile long. I actually had to kind of shorten that up so it would fit in the space. Very interesting stuff going on out there. It's all going to kind of play together. It's a trifecta. You have the indigenous peoples out there. You have the Hudson Bay Company that are British. You have the Americans moving out there, and then you have the California that's greatly influenced by the Catholics. So you got a kind of a trifecta going on out there in Oregon. I myopically reduced it down to specifically the Willamette Valley in Oregon. If you know where that is, there's a range along the coast, and then there's the Willamette Valley, and then it's going to be the Oregon High Country and such. There's That was pretty much the end point of the wagon trains. It's just basically a Garden of Eden through there with the Bubbling River and the Willamette River, and nowadays it's Eugene and Salem and Portland. Anyway, it's going to start out with the indigenous populations out there. They're decimated, obviously, by the diseases and such. Hudson Bay Company is going to move in. And it's going to be kind of a land grab between the Americans and the British. There's a guy by the name of John Quincy Adams who is a super savvy international negotiator that's going to negotiate the Adams-Onís Treaty in 1819, which is going to give basically a baseline of Oregon that says this is where Spain ends, which is going to give America the right to the Pacific Northwest. He's going to 3 years later make an agreement with the Russians to keep out of basically Washington and Oregon and Idaho. And the only people that are left to fight with are the British. And the British had a strong hold on the area. They have a series of forts going out there. They've been trading with the natives at this point by almost for 20 plus years. A lot of the Hudson Bay Company employees out there are married to native Indian women out of Fort Vancouver, which is on the north side of the river in Portland. And that whole valley has pretty much been being settled by the Hudson Bay retirees. Where it's going to open a can of worms is a guy by the name of McLaughlin, who is the governor of the region for the Hudson Bay Company, is going to allow the Foreign Board of Methodist Missionaries the right to settle in the area and start making converts to Christianity. These missionaries are going to set up shop out there, and it's kind of going to be a land grab versus a converting the Indians. So what's going to end up happening is we're going to have all sorts of interesting relationships going out there, and 20 or 30 years later, there's going to be enough white settlement out there to actually apply for statehood in Oregon. However, the biggest group out there was Methodists and folks that they had brought in, and migrating people from the wagon trains and stuff. The Methodists are going to be out there to greet them and show them where to set up shop and stuff. So it's going to be quite interesting, the influences that the Methodist Church had in the Willamette Valley and actually forming the statehood of Oregon. Thank you, and hopefully you can catch something in the bibliography that interests you. Take care.